Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Now today is, well, I just started uploading another video at 4:40, 4:40 p.m. Yeah, 4:40 p.m. or Eastern Standard Time, or it has been if you look at the title. But today we're going to be talking about something really, another thing to talk about. Today I have a new LTM idea. Now, please Epic, if you wouldn't mind listening to this LTM idea, it's a very kind of like a very interesting LTM. It's almost like, if you remember the old faction war, right? Do you guys know that faction war that like no one knew understand why there was a faction war going on? Like it was like it didn't make sense, right? It didn't really make sense. Like no one understand like why was Ghost and Shadow fighting in the first place? Why did they came to the island? Why, no one really understands, right? So that was the end of that because that was like a long time ago it ended. But I have a new LTM idea. This LTM is, I like to call it the War LTM. The War LTM. Now I want you guys to give me, I want you guys to give me more suggestions for this LTM for the future. This War LTM, there are going to be, there are going to be 3 commander officers in this LTM. So you have so there is a general, a major, no, a general, a lieutenant, and a major. I know there's more, but those are the 3 that I like the best because I mean, it could be more. So the lieutenant or the the general has command all over. He has the command of the, well, he has the I think 3 unique abilities. Okay, actually maybe just one. So he has the first unique ability. He has the ability to shock people or use like a shield or something like that. Uh, the second ability maybe like a minigun will be the second ability, right? And he can mark opportunities. And then his third ability is I haven't thought about the third ability yet. Now next character is Lieutenant. Lieutenant. Lieutenant is I don't know how people say it. The lieutenant is another operator that basically he is kind of like, well, he basically, I don't know what the lieutenant does, but what he's gonna have the abilities. He's gonna have like different types of abilities. He's gonna have a flash grenade or something like that. He's gonna probably have 2 dueling pistols and fast firing AR, and he can tell people where to go, basically, or mark people just like the generals can. But mostly that's good. Next is the major. The major has he can basically he has an invisibility, not invisibility, but something like that. Maybe like a invisibility trick or something like that. Then he also has, well, he has a, well, no, he has, I don't know how to explain it. He has the ability to turn himself, like, he can turn, like, cover himself in a bush. He also has the inventory rifle, and he also has the ability to command a smaller team of soldiers, right? All right. Now the general has the command of all of the military. The lieutenant only commands the people like the mortars, the what's that? Planes and all those kind of things, right? So that's what the lieutenant does. Also, the major also has what's called a flare gun, where it can fire and basically tells everyone where they are. You know, the flare gun. If you guys remember the flare gun, he also has proximity mines and all those kind of things, right? Okay, now the soldiers. they're gonna only have like the inventory rifle. They're gonna have a shotgun, and what's it called, an SMG, and they're gonna have a lot of health. And then you got the snipers. We're gonna only have snipers and you know, like maybe ARs, but I think they're just gonna have snipers. Now, for these, so on the other team, they're gonna have a, they're only gonna have a general. They only have one general that they have to protect. It's like the VIP, you know, they have to protect that general. But so so say this. Okay, so if you remember, like there was an LTM way back in the day, someone created on creative, right? And so what I'm gonna say is something really interesting. So uh, now each team will have the exact same amount of players. So if they have, they can have a plane, they can have a, like they can have, they're all gonna have the same amount of things, right? And then for their other things, for the soldiers, then so what's that? So the thing I'm trying to think. Uh, so hard to. It's like trying to. What's that? Right, soldiers, and they each have different amount of health. So, for instance, the soldiers might have much larger health, all right, and then for the so for this, the soldiers are gonna have a little bit more health. The general is gonna have, you know, a lot of health too. For each of those, are gonna have they're gonna have the same amount of health pretty much. Just like the general is gonna probably have more health than, but you can still drink shields. So that's the thing. So now, what's the main objective for this LTM? Well, the main objective is each, well, so the major job is to take or overrun take a smaller team and overrun the other teams. Like they have to take down their objectives, like their towers and things like that. They take that down. They can all the soldiers have grenades or flashbangs, whatever. They have to take those down, and then after when they take all that, like each objective will taken down for a team, and they win. But if they defeat, if they take out the major or any of the other like team members of the two, if they take out any of the officers, then they have an advantage. They get more. The other team gets more health and more. They have a bigger advantage against that. And there's a certain amount of soldiers they have. So it's almost like you're playing that Thanos style team, you know, right? Because so yeah. And then what's next is for the weapons that will be in the game. For the weapons that they have, or I mentioned, is they're gonna have a pistol, an inventory rifle, a shotgun, and SMG, right? So yeah, and they also have an infinite amount of respawns, but they only have a very limited amount of soldiers, right? So I don't know how this ultimate's gonna work out, but it could. It's like kind of complicated also. So for the other team, their general is a little bit more stronger and more tactical. See, the other general, the enemy general, has what's called he has like much more larger health. He also has proximity mines. and grenades and all those kind of things. He also has a really fast pistol. I think it's gonna be a really hard hitter. Uh, so that is basically what war will work like, but I don't know how to explain it because it's kind of a little bit harder because there will be siphon in this mode, but they only have a very limited amount of, well, on the other team they only have a very limited amount of soldiers, right? The the blue team only has a limited amount of soldiers, right? The enemy team, uh, they have infinite amount of soldiers because they had to collect all the. They 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 have they have their objectives. If they have their if one objective gets destroyed, then well, they lose some of their soldiers, right? But if another one gets destroyed, they lose some of their soldiers, not a lot, but some of them, right? And then if they lose, uh, you know, if they lose their general, right, then basically the other team wins, right? They have to destroy all objectives before they get to the general. The general can, the general can attack, right? But he can't attack all the time because he'll have to retreat because because he needs to. If he gets if he gets eliminated, right, or anything, he can respawn. But as long as those objectives are in place, if the objectives are not in place, then the whole team loses. But if the objectives are in place, then they can still respawn. So, yeah. But the other team has a very limited amount of soldiers. I don't know how many. Probably 100 at least, or 1,000. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say 100 because, but it'll take a lot, and they have more health. So, uh, yeah, and that's basically I call it the war, LTM. It's almost like 50 versus 50, but instead of having soldiers up, instead of people like getting eliminated all the time, and it's just like that. So that is what I think should be a season 6 Ultium. It's an idea that I thought of because I don't know if Epic would like to see it, but whatever it works for you, you guys can leave a suggestion down below. Because I like my thing, like the idea for me is very complicated because I can't really explain it how to say it, because it's not because but a warped LTM would sound really cool. You got planes, like each team will have planes, right? All the teams will have planes, right? Okay, and then all the teams will have you know mortars. It's really like an endless war between team. If someone you'll have to and it's and you can also get different abilities for your team. So for instance, oh, I want to say you know you want proximity mines, right? You can get proximity mines for that. It'll be like you rotate every so often. You'll get different weapons. I mean, you'll get different abilities and stuff, but mostly the major, the lieutenant, and the general have the exact same abilities. It might have one or two new abilities, but that's it. So that's basically the War LTM. If you want to leave any suggestions down below, let me know, because I think this LTM would sound really cool for Season 6, because, let's be real. I mean, we did have 50-50. Now, what about the... Okay, so there will be glider redeploy when you're jumping out of battle bus, but there won't be glider redeploy. You can also have, there will be a building, but you only get a limited amount of mats. Because it's see, this is supposed to be a war LTM, right? Also, war LTM, you then the game, if you see, the problem is when I don't want to have a building option, because then it starts being a little bit too long. Then matches people will just eliminate each other and stuff. It's it has to be, there should be no building, at all. It's all about objective, and basically that's what it's kind of like the faction war, where if you remember the faction war back in chapter 2 season 2, it's kind of like that but a little bit of a twist. So yeah, and there's like we're probably gonna get something like this in season 6, like with the Io and Jonesy. I don't know what his team is gonna be called, but so yeah, and we don't know what next tell us, but make sure you complete all your battle pass. Get all the last bit of Basgard. It's a Biscuit. Um, Weapons. Get all the selectable styles. Get all your whatever emoticons. Right now, I'm gonna be wearing this skin because I see John Jones wearing some kind of like tactical army suit. You can see that looks like Snake. Well, some people keep saying it was Snake Eyes, but I always think this might be Reese because she has the exact same kind of tattoos. Like if you take a look, right? If we go to Reese, right? I'm just gonna quickly show it because I really wanna. Because I know this video was a long time. So we're gonna go to Reese, right? Where is her? Let me see. Hey, maybe it's not here. Let me go selectable styles. She's definitely not legendary. No, she's not. Where is she? I know this is like so hard to find her because I might have to just look it up. I'll just put R-E. I'll just put R-E for now. Oh, there it is. Right. See, yeah, see, two outlines, but it's not. Those it looks like kind of a little bit smaller, so you know, I always thought this was Reese, but anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I'm trying to reach my goal to 50 subscribers, or at least 100k subscribers. Leave any suggestions for this LTM really quick. So I will see you all later or when season 6 drops. Yay! Alright, goodbye.